So my name is Martin Brown and I'm the project coordinator for the project entitled Aiding Culturally Responsive and Assessment in Schools, which is a 3-year funded research project that specifically looks at an aspect of assessment referred to as culturally responsive assessment. The overarching objective of the research, although you'll see from the website there are many objectives, the ultimate aim of the website was to support teachers to actually enhance the life chances and the experiences of those students from a migration background within a multicultural environment. There were 8 objectives, and the objectives related to a systematic literature review of culturally responsive assessment carried out by our colleagues in Norway, followed by surveys, case studies by our colleagues in Turkey and in Austria, followed by the ultimate aim of the project was to develop a toolkit and a teacher training module and indeed an online training course to again enhance culturally responsive assessment in schools. Well, now that's a very interesting question. Did we actually achieve what we set out to achieve? Well, time will tell, but what we actually do believe is that the research that we actually have at the moment will definitely foreground future research in this area, and we think that it can actually be adapted across jurisdictions. Really what we're talking about is actually so many different cultures being involved in the actual research, but the question really, I suppose, is can the actual toolkit, can the module actually be adapted in other learning environments? Yes, 100% it can be adapted, but it should not actually be transposed into another learning environment because, again, cultures are actually so different by their nature. And indeed, if you look at the history of education more generally, we actually have fantastic ideas that were literally transposed flourished in one context. They were transposed without taking into account context and sensitivity, and essentially didn't do so well in these jurisdictions. So yes, they can be used in other jurisdictions, but only if adapted to the actual assessment regime in which schools and teachers operate. One must remember the ultimate aim of this project was to actually improve the quality and assist teachers in schools that actually have migrant backgrounds, but not only migrant backgrounds. We firmly believe that this toolkit and this teacher training module can also be used across domains. So there was this misconception that this toolkit is only for students from a migration background. Quite the opposite, because good assessment is good assessment regardless of whether you're from a migration background or not. And hopefully when people actually look at the actual tools in the teacher training module, they will see actually what we're really talking about is equity and parity of education in society more generally.